What is up, fam? Hope this message finds you all well and in great spirits. I had the awesome opportunity, excuse me, of driving Oakley_S550. I'll put his Instagram in the link below. I went to OC Cruise Week. I had a chance to drive a very beautiful slammed on air ride Mustang GT. Actually, this particular Mustang is one of my most favorite and cleanest S550 builds that I have ever come across and had a pleasure to drive, which made me think, because if you don't know, the Black Mamba has a complete Steeda suspension on it. It has the spring, shock, struts, the whole nine as well. So want to kind of give you my thoughts on either how it compares to the air ride and then having a full Steeda suspension was kind of my thoughts for today's video. That being said, I want to also begin by saying today's video is brought to us by a great sponsor and supporter of the channel. That is a mobile game which I play often. That is called Guns of Glory. It's a free game, link down below in description. It's played by millions of people. You can support the Stangmode channel by downloading it and giving it a chance. It's on iOS and Google Play. You can check it out. It's really fun. You can build up your armies. You like that whole genre of like Three Musketeers style. You have stuff you can add on. It's kind of like modifying your car. You can add and build up your army like you build up your car. And it's fun because in between editing and vlogging and whatnot, I don't really play my PlayStation as much anymore because I'm always on my phone, answering DMs, comments, things like that. So definitely go check out the game. It's really cool graphics, really responsive. They're always updating it. Check it out. And right now they're doing a Star Wars and Song of Ice and Fire giveaway. So check it out before the event ends. Just again, thank you so much to the Guns of Glory game. Check it out. Really cool game. Again, free download below. Millions are playing it. Check it out. But let's move on to my experience with the slammed S550, which I'm going to show you guys. So we are here at OC Cruise Week in Ocean City, Maryland with Oakley_50. Link in the description. Check out this epic build here. This is an S550 deep impact blue, and I gotta say this right now, this is one of my most favorite ever Mustangs that I've ever not only seen, recorded, we're gonna drive it later. It's gorgeous. It's probably the best and most well done S550 I've seen, and trust me, I've seen a lot of them. And one of the things you'll notice about this car is that it has the awesome air ride. This is airlift performance. Very clean. It's really hard in the Mustang world to get a car that doesn't look tacky, that doesn't look tacked on, doesn't look cheesy. This is gorgeous. This build is just beautiful. This particular Mustang, it's all good. It's definitely cleaner than my car, I'll tell you that right now. Oh, love it. Now, this is all custom airbrushing?
Yep.
This is really, really cool, guys. Look at this. Holy cow. Custom airbrushing right here. This is the airlift performance he installed it himself. And we're gonna drive it and tell you how it feels, but also that noise is dope. Clean. I love it. Let's look at this cockpit, guys. Let's take a seat here. Yo, what is the steering wheel, bro?
I actually won that. It's a one-off from CJ Printing Parts for this one coming out. I won that in Mustang Week.
Jeez.
2016, I think.
Dude, I won this car. It's so beautifully done. Now look at this, guys. So well done.
Some of the settings that people figured out in regards to changing it all to like English and all that stuff, but I love it.
Dude, feels good. You got any short throw in here, or is it just stock?
It's stock one.
All right.
I wanted to get one and just never pulled the trigger.
No, I hear you.
That's the one thing I do want to get.
No, I've driven so many people put the short throws in there, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this feels kind of different.
Yeah.
I mean, not different, but you know what I'm saying. You're going to see this car too. Are you going to be at Ford Nationals?
Yep.
This car will be at Ford Nationals. Any
Mustang
booth
Week.
or just competing?
I'm just gonna be in
Just
the
gonna
show.
be okay. So it's gonna be at 4 Nationals,
At
Mustang Week,
Yep.
American Muscle Show.
Yep.
All right, so you're gonna see this car at all the places, and I tell you what, dude, for having the mods it does with the air suspension and everything, it actually feels like really good. And we're just going through stop and go traffic.
That was the one thing I was always worried about, because I had all the suspension parts done and I had sport lines before, so I was always worried about it being too rough.
Yeah.
I don't daily drive it, but driving down to like Mustang Week, next thing you know, I'm getting out and have back problems.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Especially driving from Pennsylvania, it's a long haul. But
Yeah.
with this, it's not. You can. I think there's 32 different settings for each sector.
Oh,
each
wow.
shock, where I can go like 15 or 16 to the right and 15 or 16 to the left in regards to like the stiffness.
Yeah.
So I haven't worked out the kinks with that, but so far it's been good.
Dude, I'm super impressed how this handles. Does it handle any better with the air ride that you noticed?
I actually, in regards to just driving it normal, I love the ride quality a million times better than I had sport lines.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of
harsh.
like, yeah. Even getting on it, you can tell that there's a lot of, it's not as stiff, but it's also, like we said before, it's not like a waterbed where the car's hopping all over the place.
Oh, that was good. Now you could. That's how you secretly do a pull at OC Cruise Week. You have about 3 seconds to find open road and then let people enjoy.
And there's usually a cop sitting right there because people turn off that road.
Yeah. Well, we got
We're
it.
here in the morning, so we should.
We made it. By the way, I think we got it. The secret to success, if you want to do all this stuff early in the morning between 7 and 8 o'clock, it seems like there's no cops. So we basically just got away with it, guys. Doing this, cruising up and down, enjoying the car. I just wanted to present this car to you. I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed the really cool aesthetic shots, the air ride. He's going to keep his build going. He's talking about boost eventually. So stay tuned for that. Follow his build. And again, you're going to see him at all the Mustang events. It's even better in person. But thanks again, brother. I appreciate the opportunity.
Of course.
So now we're back to the Black Mamba and her Steeda full suspension, and having a chance to experience that Slam Mustang. You know, here are my thoughts and the pros and cons, the kind of yays and nays of what I would do if it was my money, or just my typical recommendation to you guys who are in kind of that kind of area of, do I do full regular suspension, or do I do like a air ride or a Slam Mustang? Well, first let's talk about the one thing that everyone talks about is what's going to get you the most oohs and ahs, right? Whenever that Mustang would lift and lower by itself with the help of a cell phone or the help of the remote control, you can't beat that. That's pretty cool. You know, that's kind of neat. It's really cool for especially car shows, and the car looks super aggressive. And also what's cool about it is if you do come across a speed bump or something really steep, you can lift the car up as high as it can go, and it'll be able to handle all those obstacles with ease. Now, as far as the suspension that I have is concerned, it still has that look, and it has that really nice medium of having it nicely stance all the time. One of the things I talked to Oakley about was that you kind of always, you got to make sure you find the right setting a lot. So sometimes it's all digital to each tire. So you're trying to not fish around, but trying to always get that right setting, which for me is why I would kind of steer more towards the suspension setup I have, because I'm more of a drag racer and I take the car racing a lot. I'm not saying you can't race with the airbag suspension. I'm sure there are people on there who will respond and saying they do, but I just feel like, and I've heard this from Steeda, that the more sturdier the race car part, the better it is that the car will be. So I feel more confident going on the drag strip with my full Steeda suspension than I would with an air ride suspension. But that's my personal opinion and my personal preference. Of course, comment below what you think. As far as the cool factor, we got to give it the air ride. As far as the everyday factor, I got to give it, in my opinion, I prefer my Steeda suspension more. Now, that being said, also got to talk about is the big difference is the price. the price for lowering springs and shocks are way cheaper and perhaps easier to install than a full air suspension kit. Now Oakley said he did install it himself, and if you're mechanically equipped and have the parts and the thing, you can do it. But if you're going to get it installed on top of the price of the kit, which is upwards of a couple $1,000s, you're starting to get pretty pricey for suspension. Whereas you can go about half that, way less than half that, and go with a full suspension like I have. So the cool factor, the everyday race factor, and then the price factor really come into play. Would I ever put air suspension on the Black Mamba? I'm not really a car show guy. I don't take it to car shows, and I'm not really what they call, quote unquote, a hard parker. Not that people are hard parkers who have air suspension, but I would always prefer to have regular racing suspension on the car because I like the fact that it can go on the racetrack, it can go on the drag strip, and I feel confident in those parts that are on the car. Do I think the air ride suspension is really cool? You bet your butt I do. I think it's really cool. So at the end of the day, it comes down to your application. If you're a hard parker, car show guy, I would invest in the airlift suspension. I think you can't beat that. You're gonna win a lot of shows, get a lot of looks, get a lot of oohs and ahs. If you are a drag racer / go to the racetrack, I would go with the regular suspension like I have. You can get from Steeda, and those parts that you can always, I have adjustable front rear shocks, so I can adjust the stiffness and firmness as well. So that's kind of my assessment. I really had a good time driving this car. It was just fun to play with the car going up and down. Let me know in the comments below what you think, what your preference is, what your opinion is, what you would choose. And again, I want to thank you so much to the sponsor of today's video. That is Guns of Glory. That's right. Guns of Glory is a sponsor of today's channel. Check them out. Had a lot of fun playing the game. I have it on my own phone on the apps. I play frequently. Maybe we can connect and play as well. And we'll see whose army can come against each other and go from there. But again, appreciate the support. We're growing fast. Thank you for all the love. We'll continue to strive to give you the best content we can, because you guys know it never ends. Peace. All right, so slam it down. No, just like it's like stand tight, like. All right, so this is one of the coolest things. Charlie's showing off right now, but now what you have here, you have the enemy of the state right here. Speed bumps and a slam Mustang, but he has a secret weapon. Go ahead and pull it up, baby. And just like that, flawless.